we will continue the further aspects of talaq. In the last class, we have discussed about the talaq ul sunnat, talaq given by the husband to his wife. The other form of talaq that can be given by the husband to his wife is talaq ul biddat. See, in this talaq ul biddat, simple way of talaqing the wife is that he pronounces simultaneously the talaq to his wife, specifically stating the name of the wife, that he pronounces 3 sentences, that is, I talaq you, I talaq you, I talaq you. Then immediately the talaq takes effect. So as we see that this kind of a talaq ul biddat has been criticized by the many scholars, because this talaq ul biddat does not provide any opportunity for a revocable or reconcilable between the husband and wife. So as soon as the 3 pronouncements were made, automatically the marriage dissolves, and even it has been considered as a valid though, but practically it is not good, and practically it is a bad. And even it has been stated by the Quran that this kinds of a talaq is against the mandate of the Quran. So completely it is against the spirit and object of the Holy Quran. So now when we compare this talaq ul sunnat and talaq ul biddat, there is a proper form of marriage, divorce, and improper form of divorce. See, Quran says that the proper form of divorce is talaq ul sunnat, and so far as talaq ul biddat is not good, though may be valid, but it should not be encouraged in the community. And this is the 2 forms which has the power of the husband to divorce his wife. See, the second concept which we come across is that divorce by the wife. See, this divorce can be said that it is a divorce given by the wife to her husband. See, so far as it is nothing but it is a delegation of power by the husband to his wife. See, it does not mean that it is an independent right of the wife, or else it is a right particularly given to the wife. This right is given to the husband, absolutely, there is no doubt, but under certain situation this right can be delegated. That means that right can be given to the wife to divorce him, that means to divorce the husband. See, that we term it as talaq al tawfiz. Talaq ul tawfiz is nothing but it is a delegation of power by the husband to his wife. That right is regarding the divorce, and that right is given by the husband to his wife, and that wife can exercise the right to divorce her husband as per the conditions. So the confusion is that this right cannot be exercised as according to her willingness. These rights can be exercised only depending upon the conditions. Depending upon the condition is that there is a condition stipulated by the husband, and that condition is also accepted by the wife, and if there is no condition fulfilled, then the wife can divorce her husband. For example, if a husband makes an agreement with the wife prior to the marriage or after the marriage in respect of paying the dower amount, the condition is that husband should pay the dower amount as demanded by the wife. And there is also another condition: if that dower amount is not fulfilled on the demand of the wife, then the husband gives a right to the wife in the agreement that if amount is not paid on demand, then she can divorce him. So the condition clearly states that if the amount is not paid on demand by the wife, then the wife can divorce him. So this right is exclusively given by the husband to the wife, and this conversion or a transfer or a delegation of power or a right, you can say, is nothing but talaqul tawfiz. Right. See, remember, talaqul tawfiz is a right given by the husband to his wife to divorce him only on the conditions. That means there is no independent right given to the wife. Third thing is that when a husband delegates his right of divorce to his wife, it does not mean that husband cannot divorce her. Even husband is having that right, he can also divorce her. Right? This is all about the second aspects of divorce. That means if right is delegated to his wife. Right? Third aspect is talaq by mutual consent. See, it is bit, now we are diverting, or we are something interfering in the right of the husband. That is, the power of divorcing his wife has now been diluted. Now that means it is, in further, it is weakening his rights. That means you can say now his rights are little bit liberalized. See, mutual consent means it is a consent between husband and wife. We also see this kind of mutual consent divorce under Hindu law also, Hindu Marriage Act. Mutual consent is nothing but it is a consent between husband and wife, and they both consented for separating from each other, and they both consented from breaking that marriage tie, and they both consented to get away from their marriage. This is what we call it as a mutual consent. But in the third form of divorce under Muslim law, we see two categories, that is khula and mubarat. See, first form of mutual consent is khula, and the second form of mutual consent is mubarat. See, there is a little bit difference. First we will deal with khula. See, in khula, actually there is a interest of the wife wherein she want to get away from the right of the marriage tie